right. Should be ready to go any minute now. Good. Alright, welcome back. And hello. And this is Mecha Mondays. I'll be your pilot today, Fragath. And today... Yes, this is the right save file. We're going to be doing some more Gundam Battle Universe. This time we're in the Zeta era, and last time we had just unlocked the, what's it called? It's big, it's purple, it is in charge. The Mesala. And we're going to keep popping points into its main gun, the twin mega particle cannons, because it's friggin' dope. We do have the Mark II as a backup, but we won't be using that in all likelihood because the Mesala is love. The Mesala is life. It's pretty darn good. I haven't decided if I'm going to graduate to the gut plant when we get that. Probably not. I don't remember what its super attack is the problem. Hambrabi probably we will wind up using. Yeah. Moving right along with this campaign. Getting a quick start. No farting around. Can't move. There we go. Controller's working again. One dead enemy. Two dead enemy. Gotta keep those spacenoids in line, folks. Going to shoot some machine guns. I shield ate it. But of chaos. Oh, I'm not sure I wanted to do that. Oop. Cat has leaped off of me. I can now sit up. Not feel like I'm gonna break my neck. Alright. Char, Camille, and Jared have shown up. Not for fucking long, though. Char doesn't have... Quattro, rather. He's not actually Char, is he? Yes, he is. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Nope. There we go. I took a lot of hits there, so that's probably going to be an A rank at best. Yeah, not surprised. Alright, we got the, thing I can't remember the name of. What are you? Oh, Marasai, there we go. It was in my head, but not in my mouth. Okay, we've got the damage on that, I think, maxed out. Yes, we do. Again, that damage number looks fairly unimpressive, but it's actually shooting 2 projectiles, so it is in fact double that. Which means it's pretty darn good. I'm going to actually bump some points into my relevant survivability stats here. In fact, I'm going to switch that so that I have slightly more in beam defense. I'm going to rerun that one because I think we can do that better. Without using a super attack on the Argama and killing it outright, which was not what we wanted to do. The same applies to his grenade launchers and stuff. Ow. Other disadvantages this thing has is that it does not have a shield, so when you're guarding, you're still going to take damage right up until his shield runs out of... Okay, this thing's about to freaking leave the map. There we go. Now we just have to not get hit. Well, you have 2 supers available. Plus mine. Plus my allies, rather. That's not good. I'm gonna block, just in case. Oh, got him. Jared took a bunch of damage, and that's going to detract from my score, so I may not get an S rank for that either. Okay, we're going to call it at that. We're going to move on. We can always go back later with the Psycho Mark II. So, yes, here we are in 0087, the time frame in which Zeta Gundam takes place. Just moving around my headset cord here. There we go. Okay, I think this is the Descending into the Atmosphere one, which is why they gave me the Messala, not Messala, the Marasai earlier. What is this one down here again? Is that turn speed? Shoot. I honestly have the hardest time remembering what they are. I have a certain set of stats memorized in my head, but they're the wrong ones because they're from the Macross games. Nope, those are controls. Here we go. Turning speed. Above it is balance, which I think is how likely you are to stumble. Radar range. Okay, so balance, baransu. Radar range. Thruster. Output and speed. Mobility, which is I think general speed, and then solid defense and beam defense, and then obviously HP. Whereas weapons are damage, accuracy, which means how often they'll track, and how aggressively they'll track, and you can see that when you see the beam just curve to things. Number of shots you can shoot at once. Reload speed. Lock-on speed, it says, which I think is actually the range and speed of the projectile, and then ammunition, i.e. the number of shots you have available at any given time, which I will probably want to bump up, but right now, survivability, because I do not have a shield or any of those other nice, handy, dandy accoutrements. And I do want there to be more in beam resistance, because a lot of stuff's going to be tank and beam weapons. Going to have a lot of those to worry about. And beam weapons wind up being harder to dodge because they tend to move faster than bazookas. You get hit by a bazooka and you know it, but you can usually see them from the contrail they make. We've got a Paptimus friend. We've got a Dedrick DSR. We've got the Argama. I'm gonna keep hopping because that Argama is gonna really mess my day up if I let it. I'm gonna keep shooting its guns off because I don't want them there. That's not the one I wanted to shoot. Oh dear. I don't know why that wasn't connecting. Oh, hiccup there. Interesting. Emma has showed up. Good for Emma. She's cool. She gets the Super Gundam Mark II. I'm not going to be fooled by these dummies, I'm telling you. Camille shows up soon too, and I do need to save a super for... Oh, never mind. Maybe I flubbed and killed Dargama too early. Yup, for sure. Get a B rank without getting hit? There was something you killed that you didn't need to kill. Ooh, the Ashimar. So this thing's cool. I'm going to finish bumping stats into this thing. Oh, the Ashimar is ground only. I forgot. Or atmosphere. Atmosphere only. It's pretty decent. It's another transforming mobile suit. It looks like a giant flying hockey puck. Or pumpkin. Could be a pumpkin. We're going to try this one again. We want to get better than a B rank. We want to get better than a B rank. I don't think there's anything we'll unlock from this. Nope. Because the gap plant is not relevant yet. Ugh. Almost didn't dodge there. I'm going to keep using charged attacks. Oh boy, okay. That is Roberto or Apoli in there. I don't actually know which one. Ah, shoot. One of them escaped. So this is not going well. That could have gone a lot better. We're gonna give that one more go. And then we're just not gonna worry about it. Alright, I don't need that. General mobility is probably good though. But from there, I want to start boosting accuracy and damage on other stats. Actually, you know what? My default mobility is fine. Let's boost accuracy on that so that those are more likely to connect when I do in fact shoot them, which is admittedly not often, but it's a sub-weapon, and it's not a bad sub-weapon at that. Pallas Athene I'm probably going to use when I get it. Because Pallas Athene has a bunch of heavy weapons that are really, really strong. It unfortunately has difficulty connecting with some of those. I think this is one where I can afford to kill the Argama early, but I can't let people get away. Ugh. That shield is just taking hits and not quitting. There we go. And I think we're good. That went about as well as I could reasonably make it go, so if I don't get an A rank or S rank from that, I don't know what I need to do. There we go. We're good. Alright. Oh, I got what's-his-face, the guy who pilots the Ashimar. Another one of Jared's friends. Oh no, that's Kakrakan, I think. He dies there. Go Kakrakan. Yes, and this one is presumably the projectile speed, not reload time. And I'm going to want that, and I'm going to want to do the same for my Mega Particle Cannons after this mission. It's Jabro! Federation HQ in wartime, which this technically isn't. We're just the Titans. We're not committing war crimes, no sir. We're fighting against spacenoid oppressors. And it turns out we were right to be doing that all along, but for the wrong reasons, and certainly the wrong methods. Because we're basically doing what we do. Get out of here, spacenoid. Boom. Did. There we go. Melee attacks. You'll actually see those used here rather than in, say, Macross, where even though they're more advanced and... Oh boy. Let's kill that. That was Roberto or Apoli. I don't know which one it was. It doesn't matter. Neither of them matter to us, the Titans. Or Titans. Ow. Don't go invincible, please. Oh, don't do that. Oh, I got him. I just blew him up through the dummy. So the Haikushiki has now finally become a thing. Which is not great for us. Because the Haikushiki is pretty decent. I'm going to block everything this thing throws at me. There we go. And the Haikushiki is apparently stuck in a wall. That's good. That sometimes happens, but it's not common. Alright, we got out of there alive. That was not very good. Maybe an A rank. I'll take an A rank. I'm not going to go back until later. We got the bluish Isaac. I don't think we get the... That's one of the things we don't get, is the flight type goof. Okay, I've got that done. I'll have to go after its damage eventually, but for now, we're going to do that. We see the Ashamar here, I believe. And we see more SFS units as well, which are those flying things. Okay, this is the Audomla, I think? Or is it the Garuda? Oh yeah, I'll bring the Ashamar for a ride real quick. Yeah, Odhumla. I'm mispronouncing that, I'm pretty sure, but that's the nearest approximation you're going to see me make. Boom. We did okay. I'm going to blow that up out of spite. As you can see, there are many missiles. I'm going to start blocking because Camille is firing many projectiles at me. Oops, somebody got him. I'll take the S rank, thank you. We now have the Gupland, which is pretty good from what I recall. Here we go. Let's bump up that accuracy. Let's bump up that and probably reload time as well. I'm going to let my ally stay in that because it's a powerhouse. A house of power. We've got here the The Ashamar. It needs a little love in the everything department. But it's pretty decent. It's moderately durable. We're not going to be seeing that. I think it's got a melee combo super attack, so I'm not going to be doing much of that. This is Hong Kong, the first time we see the Psycho Gundam show up. Boom, bop, smack. Don't you touch me. As you can see, the Psycho has problems with firing angles. If something's too close, it has difficulty. Why did I get hit by that? I also have hand grenades for some reason. It doesn't matter. These beams, as you can see, are very slow. Oh, that's right, it charges forward, which actually is a pretty good super attack then. Wham! Psycho took a ton of damage. I took a ton of damage, so this is going to be like a B ranking. We did kill everything. So I'm going to switch to the GA plant now. I don't think we get the Psycho from this mission. I do not think we get it. But in case we do, I want to be prepped for that possibility. And this is another one. It shoots 2 projectiles at once. There's the Torimochi, which is it's sticky. It's like a glue gun. It locks an enemy down and allows you to have your way with them. This is generally regarded as a good thing. If it'll hit. If it doesn't, that's fine. It's another transforming MS. It looks very classy. Say hello to the GA plant. Be nice to him. Her, it. But it doesn't do these bigger beams like the Messala. The Messala, in many ways, feels like the superior machine, at least to Fragath. It's okay. We have a classy machine here. It's got decent melee. Comes out of its beam shouldery things. I can fire beams a lot more, which is advantageous. Okay, tricky part. Want to knock these off their SFS things as soon as I can. Oh, it's another one where I shoot forward and smash it to hell. But I have, like, actual shields. You're dead. Yeah, we fly around. It's pretty cool. Oh no. Down is up, up is down. There we go. That will be a bit better because I didn't take as much damage, but it's only an A, and I'm willing to call it at that. I don't think we get the Psycho Gundam until we do the Siberia mission, which isn't for a while. The GA plant can also go in, is aerospace viable? It can go to either. Either one. But I'm probably going to just stick with the Messala because it does everything the GA plant does, but slightly better except for melee. And, you know, defending itself. Sign of Zeta, which is where things get a little more complicated. There is no friendly fire in the game, fortunately, with the exception of plot-scripted events. We do have the Gabthly showing up, however that's pronounced. It looks like letter salad. You're going to see us in this unit quite a lot. The Gabfly I may wind up using, though, for a bit. I'll probably keep my ally in the Messala. Ugh, those dummies are so annoying. There we go. The Zeta has shown up. I'm not a fan of this. So we're going to shoot it out of the lower Earth orbit, or whatever. That went pretty well. We did take a hit or two in there that we didn't need to. But that should be an S rank. It is. We might also get the Gabfly now. Yeah, we do. Hell yeah. As you can see, lots of A ranks, which isn't ideal, but it is survivable. This might be one where we need to pick items up, which is not okay. I'm going to bump stats into this thing's attack power so that the grenades hurt more. I am then going to put points into the missile pods in case I ever need to switch to them. I'm going to actually switch to the Gabfly. It's pretty interesting. Its overall stats max out pretty nicely, but they don't start super great. But it has the Phaedine rifle, which hits like a truck. It's got a couple different additional beam weapons. It has Vulcans, which are bad. They're just bad. These, I think, are the mega particle cannons that can fire pretty much regardless of where you're standing. So if an enemy is behind you, they'll just shoot behind you. It's no big deal. Doesn't care. It shoots 2 projectiles at once, I believe, if you're in anything resembling an ideal rotation. The Gabfly, in terms of actual technical performance, is quite impressive for the era, as I recall. It has a lot of guns. It's got a lot going for it in terms of a variable MS. Right now I'm going to just bump stats into the Phaedine rifle, though, because it's dope. It is basically a sniping weapon. We'll do this mission. If we can't do it right the first try, we'll pick something else. It looks goofy in its transformable mode, but there's nothing goofy about the machine and its performance. And it is decent melee. It's okay. Okay, that's right. Okay, I know where we are in the timeline. So, this is when Axis starts showing up, and things in Zeta get complicated. I think I've got a big one of these, yeah, I do. And it hurts, and it goes on forever, and it's redirectable, and it's just awesome. Unfortunately, enemies are going to start moving really fast soon, and it's going to be very difficult to actually hit them with that. Might also be worth noting that the Phaedine rifle does not have very much ammo. They're supposed to, like, shoot behind me, but they're not. That's okay. Right now, because this vessel claiming to be from Xeon Remnants has showed up. Oh dear. I also have, like, a spread beam on me somewhere. Like that. These are not very good. Oh! Yikes. I should have probably focused on the Zeta there. That's okay. We'll try that again. Not having much in terms of actual survivability stats is, it's problematic. But yeah, not much ammo in the Phaedine rifle. It's goofy. Hambrabi gets one of them as well. Ooh. And you can hit them with a lot of those. It is quite nice. Ugh. Should be noted that the dummies also explode. I want to get away from them before they do that. Okay. Just land Char. I mean, Quattro. Oh, geez, I just totally missed with that. Ah, shoot. Okay, we'll go back and do that again. Just not with this thing. I need to put more stats into it before it becomes viable. I'll do it with the Messala. There isn't much of a functional difference between the Hyzak and the Hyzak. The green Hyzak and the blue-ish Hyzak. It's just very slight stat difference. The Titans version, I think, actually has slightly better stats. And then the beam, one has a Heat Hawk and one has a Beam Saber. It's not that functional difference-wise. It's practically negligible. Might as well not exist. Okay, let's do this again with the Messala, which we should be able to handle. Oh, I almost didn't get that shot in him in time. That was pretty good. Indeed, Fa. Oh wow, this actually took care of him. Nice. I'm happy about that. So yeah, we want to kill those guys before the, whatever the name of this spec, the Dogos gear gets there. And in order to do that, I start using supers with reckless abandon. Hopefully my ally will do that too. Ah, he went invincible. That's really bad. I very much wanted to knock him out before that became a thing. Because once he starts moving again, he's going to be hard to do anything about. We did okay. I don't think that'll be an S, but if it's an A, I'll take it. It's an S. I'll take it. I'll take it. And we got Yazan, my boy. The Arch Violator himself. He is indeed gonna violate you. Well, he's gonna violate some filthy spacenoids anyway. You won't know what hit him. Okay, bumped that on up. I can actually... stand to increase its max ammo or its max shots per barrage, but it won't make much of a difference. Yeah, I won't be able to do it now. That's fine. I can bump up the accuracy and projectile flight speed on the other. Yeah, we're good for now. We'll keep using the Messala because it's so good, but once we get the Psycho Mark 1 and Mark 2, we're going to be using those a lot. Because they are strong. I don't think we get the Mark II until after we complete the chapter. Ow. No. That was the worst time to transform, and I should have known it. Slam him. So Emma Sheen has basically been given the Mark II because somebody has to pilot it. The AUG at this point is still a fairly sizable resistance force. Oh, no! They're not supposed to escape. We have to do that again now. Crap. Oh, give me the Hambrabi, where I don't remember when they used a purple Zaku cannon, but that's okay. Gotta do that again, but we've got the Hambrabi now, and the Hambrabi is a beast. The Hambrabi, it's like the Gadfly, but better. Also has kind of a Black Tri-Stars gimmick going on with its 3 pilots, which is cute. Actually, no. I am going to just put it into accuracy and... There we are, Hambrabi. It has a stunning attack as well with the Serpent, which is quite nice. Its Phaedine rifle is souped up from the Gabfleys compared to the Gabfleys. It's quite good. I don't remember if these are twofers or if they're just... I don't remember now. Its super attack, though, is one of the things that makes it very noteworthy. Because it shoots out a giant evil electrical net, and it is so good. It hits so hard. Mostly because it's got a huge hit area. Things just naturally get hit by it a lot. Ugh. Unfortunately, you'll never hit with the Serpent much because things move too quickly, but it can happen, theoretically. This basically acts like a beam rifle. It's okay. It's not very strong. This, on the other hand, I think is two beams that come out, and that is strong. Hey, 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 hey. No, don't do this. Don't use your zummies in me. Okay, so we're in trouble. Fortunately, my passive skill heals me, but that doesn't save my score. These 2 beam cannons do. They're quite good. Okay. We're going to shoot that at the Gundam Mark II. It's going to hit. The Gundam Mark II is going to be in some dire peril. And the damage from these stacks, a lot. So it is desirable. We took a lot of hits, though. That's going to be an A at best. Yeah, it's a B. We can do that again. In fact, I'm probably going to bump up my survivability. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do one better. I'm going to do one better than all that. And I do want to bump up the projectile range and reload speed on the Serpent at some point, but I don't have to do that now. I'm going to improve this double beam cannon thing, because it's pretty good. It's easier to hit with than the Phaidine. The Phaidine, I think, can hit they hit roughly as hard as one another because it shoots 2 projectiles. Actually, no, I'm gonna, because I don't have enough total stat points available, I'm gonna just pump them into my survivability stats. Yeah, okay, good. Its mobility is a little low. Its stats are a little low, but it's got the guns. This will probably hold us until we get the Pallas Athene or one of the Psychos. The Pallas Athene is probably what we're going to graduate to. No! Ah! Okay, let's stop. Restart. Because I know if you let one escape, that's it. You're not getting an S rank, and I'd like to get that much at least. Okay. Not what I wanted to do there. This beam gun also has more ammo than the Phaidine rifle, so that makes it an eminently more practical decision. But you have to stop moving to shoot it, which you kind of have to do for the Phaidine anyway. As you can see, I just hit 2 enemies with that. It's kind of good. Oh, don't you... God fucking damn it. So that's going to be a B, because you let something escape. You let an important thing... Yeah, it's a C. It's even fucking worse. Fuck. Pardon my French. Some of these missions suck. This one takes a lot of practice to get right. In fact, to that end, since I shouldn't be getting hit at all, I'm going to pump into mobility, and then I'm going to pump into the beam gun. Oh gosh, please hit him. That was awful. This is one of those situations where those okay. Oh, I missed? What? That's some bullshit, but okay. Shit. This mission, to be fair, is total ass even after you get really good units to use in it. Okay, we're gonna move on for a minute because this is just retarded. This is genuinely special people territory. No, don't redo it, you stupid spacenoid. Mostly this is infuriating because of the dummies, which can really screw you up. That missed somehow. I'm gonna hit the Methus first because it can get away very easily, and I'm having none of it. And I think we're okay. I don't know what we took for damage and amount. We're good. That was infuriating beyond all belief. I'm gonna switch those ratios because I do need more beam defense. Lots of beam shooting enemies and stuff. This is, I think, where Char decides to reveal that he's been pretending to be this guy called Quattro Bagina all this time. Or it's the lead up to that. I think this is a multi-part mission. He's basically going down to, what is it, Dakar, to announce to the UN that, oh yeah, by the way, I'm Char Aznable, son of that Zeon Zum Daikon that scared the crap out of you guys a couple years back. And incidentally, you know, sort of an ace in my own right, thank you very much. Stop blocking my shots with your shield, Nemos. I don't remember if this is one where I have to keep them from escaping or not. It probably is, when in doubt. Got her. Oh, geez, you're still alive. Okay. That's not good. Shit. Okay, we got it. So I'm massively damaged. And I do not have a super gauge right now, which is not ideal. Ah, yes. Poked him to death. I need to get the projectile speed up on that as soon as I can, because that'll make it actually connect. I took a ton of damage there, which was really bad. Which means I probably have to do it again. Which I really don't want to do. Not going to do it again right now. But still okay. The super attack on it is good enough to kind of make up for a lot of nonsense. The Messel is just a lot easier to use. Okay, so we have to keep them from blowing up our G3 gas, which we're using to clean the air in this one colony, wherever it is. I don't actually remember the colony. I think this is the lead up to Grips. I'm not sure. I know the Grips, we don't have the Grips yet, but this is working towards that end. Don't blow that up. Lots of defense missions as Titans. Titans route is hard route. Even though we get some really cool toys. Stand away from that. You don't know where it's been. Oh wait, you're spacenoids. You know exactly what G3 gas is. Who am I kidding? You know all about G3 gas. You practically live in the stuff. Okay, so we lost one, which means we're getting an A at best. Okay. Evidently losing one didn't count against me much, if at all. Interesting. I won't complain. Okay, no, these are the Dakar missions. I'm gonna go back and redo this one and hopefully not completely botch it like I did last time. Wouldn't that be nice? Another issue I'm having is my energy regen isn't as much as I would like. Okay, that's ammo, so it is this one. I need that, and I need accuracy. Damage is nice too, because the serpent hits often, but the speed is really important. Char is whatever. Let's do this again. This absolutely should have connected, but didn't. That's fine. I don't know what hit me there, but it hurt. I did not see the bazooka projectile. It must have hit me. Oh my gosh, please. Shields get really effective, as you can see, just passively. Oh, how did that miss? I'll not have it. I'll not have it. Please reload. Gonna go for those mega particle cannons. And guns on there. I think they give slight amounts of extra score. In fact, I will check the score breakdown to find out. That went okay. All those sources of damage over time do in fact stack, it should be noted, which is why he took as much damage as he did. Because he was paralyzed, I took the opportunity to chuck my serpent thing at him, which is just like some sort of electrical whip. It's pretty cool. That's going to be an A because I took way too much damage. But I got an extra point in my SP gain, which is good. I'm willing to live with an A. I think this is because they separate a lot of these missions out into single parters when they could have multi-parted them and would have in previous eras. Part of that is due to fleshing out this series of scenarios more for this game, whereas in the previous title, it was a little less so. Though this is not when the Zeta stuff debuted. They'd already had Zeta stuff for a game. The Zeta stuff got pretty well fleshed out in the game immediately before this, which I think was Battle Chronicle, and the one before that was Battle Royale, which actually had the Zeta stuff. The game before that, or introduced the Zeta stuff, the game before that, Gundam Battle Tactics, is basically, let's take all the Gundam side story material and slap it, like for the 1 Year War, and slap it into one game. Gundam Battle Royale after that adds in Zeta stuff. Takes all that, takes all the stuff that was there, adds in some Zeta stuff and a few extra little bits and bobs. And then the Battle Chronicle adds a smidgen of double Zeta, not an actual full proper run of that era, and then has like a little, hey, guess what? The new Gundam was a thing, and adds in some Char's counterattack units. And then Gundam Battle Universe comes out, which does basically all of the 1 Year War that had been animated in any capacity up to that point, all of Zeta, all of Double Zeta, and then all of Char's counterattack. And then has the She and Penelope from Hathaway's Flash, and incidentally the F-91 and Big Nagina and Rafflesia as little additional playable units. So me and everybody else was like, oh man, the next game is going to be everything like all the way through victory. It's going to be like the entirety of the Universal Century, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be the best Gundam game ever made. And it never happened. Ever. The closest we got was Gundam Assault Survive, which uses the same engine that this game does, but it is decidedly not by the same developers. It does not have the same bent. It adds a bunch of stuff from Victory and a bunch of stuff from F91. It also adds a bunch of stuff from Seed Season 1 and Gundam 00 Season 1, which isn't bad, but mechanically the game feels really sluggish. And kind of clunky in general. The animations are worse. Even for stuff that had proper functioning animations, it's not as good. And it doesn't have like a ranking system on missions, which sucks because it's like you never, once you complete a mission and get what you want from it, you never have a reason to ever touch it again. Whereas in here, you have to master a mission in order to have completed it. It had a crafting system which sucked. I did not like Gundam Assault Survive, is what Fragath is saying. Maybe that makes me a bad person. I don't know. Please hit him. Thank you. So the melee attacks on this thing are really good. It's a great melee attack chain. I'm going to go for the B route. But they're very short range. They don't have much sweep. They don't have the kind of sweeping range that you get from some of the stuff like with beam sabers, large beam sabers and the like. But it's a really good melee attack chain. It's great for doing follow-ups. I think from this we should get the Psycho Mark 1, not the Mark 2. The Mark 2 isn't for a while. Okay, let's get you off that. Let's let you get up. And then, oh yeah, by the way, while they're being electrocuted, you follow it up with a great melee attack chain. And, you know, just get hit by rockets in the face. No big deal. We've got to defend the base stuff. It's no big deal. It's easy. Because they're not attacking it very well. Just tricky because they've got all these flight units that make things a bit harder than they need to be. Oh, that's right. Ow. Fortunately, we don't have to keep them from getting anywhere other than preferably not on top of the base. The DJ appears. Amuro making his goofy appearance. It's kind of like a Gelgoog, but, you know, not. So we're going to kill him. We're going to miss that guy completely, like an idiot. I don't think we killed Amuro, did we? Oh, no, we did. We're good. It usually does enough damage to kill, but sometimes you have to follow it up. Easy to hit, not necessarily great for killing things. I don't know what I'm targeting right now, but it is not the right thing. We have to defend the Psycho Gundam. Like before, Mark 1, not the Mark 2. I'm going to hit the Zeta because I don't want it alive. I definitely wanted to kill him before that happened. I think I just dodged a Wave Rider crash. That's pretty good. I don't know how I dodged it. He just decided to miss. It's going to be a B. Yeah, I'll take an A. I'll take an A. I don't know if that'll get me the Psycho. Give me the Biolant, which is not very good. Biolant custom performance in Gundam Unicorn be damned, though. It's very cool there. Give Unicorn this. It had some decent action sequences when it decided to have them. The plot makes a mockery of everything that makes the Universal Century even relevant. But hey, you know, win some, you lose some, right? Thanks, Bandai. I'm going to pump. Yes, I am going to max that out. Thank you very much. I did not think that I had gotten enough points for that. But we did. Now we're going to go the A route on Storm of Kilimanjaro. It's not Siberia, it's Kilimanjaro. Jeez Louise. Which is in, like, Tibet, I think. No, it's in Africa. What are you talking about, dude? Don't mind me. My geography right now. There is, I think, a damage reduction, like damage proration system, based on number of hits that an enemy has taken, but it is sometimes not always evident. Okay, I want to turn that way and boost in that direction, which we're going to do. Route A, I don't remember what we do here. I think this is the Sea of Dakar stuff. Show off our cool melee attack string. They actually animated that. It's really neat. No, it is not. Gonna hit him with a Phaidine rifle. Tell him to stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, Spacenoid. We're gonna shoot machine guns and such. I meant to check that other mission to see if those counted in my favor. Ow. I shouldn't be killing this thing as well as I am. I just killed it. That's okay. It was going to die anyway, because we were going to kill it. Ah, you just ate that. Here we go. See? 2 with 1. Not too shabby. And now we have to do that again. Ow. I'm going to tell him to do that again, but I don't think he will. In fact, oh yes, that's good. Okay, but we still have to do the Kilimanjaro part. Which is going to be tricky, but they will have taken damage, I think, which will make it somewhat easier to kill them at least. I missed. Oh, God. So, problems with Titans mechs is they often do not have much shields. They really don't have many shields, the Titans. They just figure they don't need it. Disadvantages in Paptimus Scirocco's general design is he does not have shields, but he's going for maneuverability, which is great, and lots of guns, which is even better. I think the Zeta's dead. I'm going to go and work under that operating assumption. The DJ is now immortal because Amuro is that way. I'm just going to tank those hits because he was going to hit me anyway. I'm going to hit him with that. No, I'm not. I'm going to just get him with my melee attack chain. Oh, I meant to catch them on screen. I'll take an A rank. That's acceptable. A for acceptable. But I didn't get the Psycho, which is not okay. I may need to get an S rank for that. Let me find out. If it requires an S rank for one of those, I'm willing to go forth and do it. Perfect Zeong. It's like the Psycho Gundam, except in no way the Psycho Gundam. Okay, no. Evidently, they just give it to me later. That's fine. That's kind of what I thought. They tend not to give you many mobile armors, except on like the Zeon route, which gives you more mobile armors than you know what to do with. And you can only use like half of them at any given time because they're all very specific environment. Which is a little lame, yes, but at the same time. Okay. I'm gonna get an extra shot, because that won't hurt. And I think I'll do the same for you, because that won't hurt. But I am going to bump up the reload time on the Serpent first. And I'm going to roll with that for now. I will hopefully be getting either the Psycho Mark 1 or the Pallas Athene soonish. They're doing fancy music, which makes me concerned. I'm trying to remember why they might be doing that. It could be for the Amaro model Zeta, which is this pink and gray Zeta. Which is pretty cool. I believe it does a spinning Garobi attack, which is pretty decent, if memory serves. Oh, I didn't want to hit the Odom yet. I wanted to hit these guys. That hit my ally. That's not okay. As you can see, ridiculously hard to hit with the Serpent. When you can get it to connect, though, it is immensely satisfying. Right now, I'm basically bleeding the Audumla for enemies. This Nemo is cruising for a bruising. Ah, it wasn't even a worthwhile trade, was it? No, it was not. Okay, now we have to shoot this. So I gotta get its health down. Okay, now... Oh, no, apparently not. Please. No, just a DJ. And I've taken a bunch of damage too, which is suboptimal. I think I might have gotten multiple enemies with that, which would be nice. Hell with that. You're done, dude. So that went okay. I took a lot of damage though, so that might give me only a B. I'll take the A. Take the A. Once I get the Psycho Mark II, it's just like smooth sailing at that point. Alright, that's bumped up. That's bumped up. I'm going to ignore this thing. If I could reduce stats from it, I would, but I can't. Why not? Let's bump our melee tracking attack range a little. I've been using that. That's okay. I may want to bump up my radar range, but whatever. Like I've said before, I will take an A. I'd prefer an S. Okay, this is when our boy Shar Aznable decides, wouldn't it be great if I reveal to the world who I am? Even though he's going to proceed to just frig off into absolutely nowhere after this, or after the events of Zeta. As we know, he does not die. Man, I'm taking a lot of unnecessary hits, and it's starting to irk me a bit. We do want to kill that base, though we want to bleed targets first. Something, something, something. Tetons are almost as bad as Xeon. They're all authoritarian and stuff. And we're like, no. That wasn't a good noise. That was the sound of Amuro doing something dirty. Ugh. Got him. But yeah, it's mostly there so you can get a follow-up. It's okay as as an ability, as a weapon. But you can stack it. Here's the Biolant. You will probably not see me using that because it's not very good. It's all melee focused in a game that is not kind to melee exclusive units. I don't know what I'm hitting there. Oh, it's one of these. I'm gonna get on it. Oh, still an A. I'll take an A. Alright, Bound Dock. The Bound Dock is a really cool design. I like the design. It's just not very good. So the other thing that I was talking about, that was the Dogos Gear, it's not Axis. It's actually like the flagship of Admiral Jamatov Hyman, I think. I think it's that guy. Or it's what Paptimus is coming back from Jupiter on. I don't actually remember now. In any case, it was like an assassination attempt or something. I don't remember. That succeeds, I might add. I believe that is radar range. Now, Axis gets involved in the fight at the gate of Zeta. So this is Axis Xeon. They are... Right now, we are trying to... or it will be Axis Xeon, they're going to show up. At some point, all of the factions are going to try courting them. I'm trying to remember the reasons that the AUG had for courting them. I think it was something like they didn't have much of a choice. Because Haman was like, yo, Shar, what's up? And Shar's like, hey, what's up? And it's a little awkward. Paptimus Shirako is courting them because Paptimus will play anybody against everybody, so long as it's advancing what he wants. want that thing off my Dogose gear, and apparently that didn't hit, which is not okay. There we go. We're going to try hitting you with that as well. We're going to hit as many of your beam cannons as we can, because they are a danger. Also, we need it dead. There we go. We're good. Haman shows up in her custom model Gaza C. And, because I've taken so much damage. That's probably going to be a B. Yep. I won't allow a B rank to sully my good name. Ooh, but I got the Bolin OX Saman, which is not very good. It's okay. It's a step up in some ways, but not as easy to use. Its weapons aren't as fancy. I don't remember what these are. Let me just double check though. The Bound Dog has great stats, but it's kind of tricky to use well. This one, oh, it does have the throwing tomahawk. This one actually is okay because it's got big ol' melee thing, but I've got to bump stats into other things. There's a bunch of grenades it can shoot out. I'm gonna leave my ally as the Hammurabi. I believe this is a giant throwing tomahawk that it chucks out, which is going to help me. It can get into melee very quickly. There's a bunch of missiles it can shoot, which are, they are what they are. Unfortunately, they missed, so that's not great. And our beam weapon is kind of dinky compared to everything else going and flying around right now. I think I have a shield, though, so it's not all bad. Paptimus finally does realize, hey, you know, all these things that have shields aren't, like, dying. Weird. This is like a boomerang, and it hurts. And it's really easy to hit with as a super. Thus it has redeeming qualities. We're gonna probably boost stats on the Beam Tomahawk as soon as we possibly can. Stop shooting my flagship, please. I use it. Thank you for attacking this guy. He's dead. The Guadon is not dead. Please shoot the Guadon. Please don't do that. Do that instead. Don't do that. That's even worse. I can kill ships in like one hit, but you rarely want to do that. Haman is going to move too fast for me to do much about, unfortunately. So my ally took care of it, which is good. Okay, so that's going to be a B again because I took a lot of damage that I didn't need to, and my flagship was killed, which is not great. We're going to keep doing this until we get it right. In fact, what I might do... Nope, that's the wrong Beam Tomahawk. Ouch. This is the right Beam Tomahawk. It acts like a boomerang. It goes out and comes back, so we want to emphasize that. It's pretty good. I'm gonna have to improve the grenades as well, because they're basically just missiles. Shoot out a fair number of them. This is but a placeholder, though, until I get the Pallas Athene, which will make all of this seem fairly petty. Imagine, if you will, a mobile suit that actually is covered in guns, but it's before Double Zeta era. Crazy, right? Don't do that. So everybody's trying to court everybody. And I would have preferred to have hit with some of that instead of not a single bit of it. But it'll be okay. We have to save up for these people, though. Okay, I've got to zip to the Methus. And not die like this. Not like this. Okay, I'm going to just tank these hits. Because hopefully... There we go. We should be good. And we got our Dargosa gear, which might be enough to bump me into A territory, as opposed to B or C, even though I took a ton of damage. God damn it. Okay. Moving right along, because I'm sick and tired of doing that mission over and over with inferior technology. Wrong beam tomahawk, thank you. Right beam tomahawk. I should really be boosting other things like actual stats, but I need to kill things. Gotta make things not live. Unfortunately now, the sub-weapon beam tomahawk is capable of hitting things a fair distance away, which is good. It is thus going to become our primary means of actually making stuff not live. That's good, right? Problem is I have to dodge a lot to get in there, but once I do, things have a tendency to be unmade, as it were. Another difficulty is that in order to get the most out of it, you kind of have to sit there. I didn't think that was going to hit. I do not believe the Cubulate... Oh, maybe it will. Never mind. Because if the O shows up, it means the Cubulate is right around the corner. That's not ideal. Because the Cubulate will mess me up. Oh, sugar. So here it is. The thing I've been concerned about. I missed. Oh, God. I'm going to keep telling my ally to do supers, because that's about the only thing that's going to get me through this intact. Oh, just shy. I can't lose the O. Oh, because there's allies. Great. I guess Hamon's dead? I don't know where she went. That's going to be like a C. I'm going to ignore it for now and hope that I get something like a Pelasathini nowish. Not the other bound dock. Okay. Great. I haven't played the Zeta portion of this in a while, but I always remember it as being the more obnoxiously tricky of the lot. You know what? I'm going to leave the stats in there. I'm going to leave the damage low. I've got to bump I gotta bump into health, because taking too many hits. Ah yes, more G3 gas. This is where, like, Rosa Mia Banan, I think, shows up. Ugh. Ow. It still won't do well because I took too much damage and I let one of my allies die. We're going to ignore it for now because the Psycho Gundam is going to make most of this pretty moot. I don't remember this Hyzak custom. Oh, no, no, no. This is the guy who shows up like in a half-second scene and may or may not be, in fact, be like an animation error. Um, but it is a Hyzak custom. He's got like a beam cannon, doesn't he? Beam launcher, yeah, he does. And it's got better stats and some other nonsense. Um, it's okay. It's not very strong compared to other weapons. That's okay. I've got to now get back to the mobile suits that actually make a difference. Actually, I'm going to go back to using the Messala. Because it's kind of too good to pass up. I'm going to leave my ally in the Hambrati. This is where the Psycho Mark II shows up, though, I think. Because if Rosamia is involved, it's usually that, or when that one time when she was in a bound dock. Oh, God. Yeah, we have to keep her safe. That's not good, so I'm going to start taking out the Argama's teeth. I forgot how fast the Argama moved. Sugar. Okay. We'll have to redo that. Unless it gives me the Psycho Gundam Mark 1 or 2 right off the bat, which would be great, but it won't because, hey, this is why you can't have nice things. Remember, kids, if you become a mass murdering totalitarian regime, You cannot have nice things. It's just not in the cards for you. That is just how it is. I don't write the rules. I'm gonna try that again and hopefully do better. I'm just gonna blitz down the Argama as soon as it shows up. I might even activate invulnerability mode, come to think of it. Okay. Got him. The Psycho Mark II's super tech isn't all that impressive, but it's all the other things it has that are... I'm just gonna... The Argama's toast. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. There we go. Much better that time. That should get me an A or an S easy. And it did. Got me Rosami. We're coming right up to just about the end of this particular timeline. So I'm going to start going back and fixing some of these ones that I muffed earlier. And hopefully get better ranks on. Nope, didn't want to burn one there, that's okay. Most of those projectiles should hopefully connect. He went invincible, which is not okay. Okay, we're good. That should be a better rank, I hope. It was an A. That is, in fact, better than a B. Great. This is a lot of missions I'm going to have to go back and redo once I actually have worthwhile units. So I'm looking forward to that like a hole in the head. There we go. That's good. Pump stats into its damage so that those little spare missiles that occasionally pop out of me are actually worth my time. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to target. It's going to look ridiculous. Right. And we're just gonna unload on her. There we go. We're good. That also went pretty well. Messala. It makes things kind of easy. Still only an A rank, which is terrible, but a lot of that was due to Paptimus taking a lot of hits there that he should have just dodged. Learn to dodge, Pappy. Learn to dodge. This is one that's going to suck mightily because I'm going to wind up missing shots. Okay. Please get damaged. Thank you, stupid passive shields. Oh, there's a C1? Jeez Louise. That's great. Just great. Huh, we still got an S rank even though we lost a couple of the G3 gas canisters. Ah, and now we have the Pallas Athene, which is ooh, so good. In fact, so good, that's what we're going to be using from here on out, even though it's going to have comparatively low stats. In fact, I'm probably going to put my ally in it. First, I'm going to upgrade him, though. Just as basic statistics. There we go. No, you know what? I'll leave him there. I'll leave him in it. So, one of the big things it's got going for it is it's got multi-guns. Guns that shoot multiple things at once because they were like, well, we realistically only programmed like 1, 2, 3 separate weapon slots plus a sub-weapon plus a melee weapon plus a shield. We can't really do more than that. And it would also be a colossal pain in the ass to do separate individual weapon slots, and we want to have them all represented. So instead, they do this halfway thing, which is we're going to have a bunch of weapons shoot multiple things at once. So this beam grenade shoots out beams as well as grenades, obviously. This beam missile shoots out beams as well as missiles. I don't remember which one is which. They're both pretty good, from what I recall. So we are going to beef up the accuracy because that's good on that one. We have a shield. Shields are good. We also have big missiles, which are big. Obviously. Obviously very big missiles. This is going to be something we're going to use pretty much until we get something better, which in this case is going to be either the O, which is okay. Sup, lock on 5500 from Twitch. How are things? Glad you're tuning in. As you can see, grenade there. I don't remember what the beam missile looks like. Ah, that's right, it's a little bunch of missiles that pop out. You can't chain fire it, which is a disadvantage, but that's okay. And it has the diffusion beams, which blow. They never really hit. So, Gundam Battle Universe. Well, I'm glad you are good, and I'm glad you are tuning in. That's right, I'm out of ammo. She's got invulnerability, which is terrible for me. But yeah, you get mountains of guns on the Pallas Athene. Tons and tons of weapons. all of which are pretty okay once you get the accuracy stats boosted so that they connect like ever. And yeah, when you decide, hey, enough's enough, you just hit your super button and everything in front of you dies horribly, which is great. It is strong. That Nemo is stuck behind that Salamis. It's loss. Yeah, and one of the practical upshots of this beam grenade, is that if you catch him with one projectile, you're going to actually hit him with quite a few more. Like this. Oh, that's not quite what I intended to do. But yeah, like that. But yeah, right now I think the actual grips action is now underway. Oh, you're not supposed to dodge those. Please switch weapons. Thank you. That's the dummy. That's a dummy. Don't shoot at dummies, or else you are a dummy. Oh, there is something behind me. I believe those Salamises are Salami? Are all heading to stop our valiant plan to at least, you know, piece through power the shit out of the Aug. In this case, we're building a giant solar death ray. Because that's what not evil fascistic governments do. Definitely. Oh boy, I am in trouble now. Thank you. Yeesh, I took a ton of damage from that. I hope there isn't a second stage. That's going to be like a B rank because I took way too many hits. Difficulty with the Pallas Athene is that it is large, and it is not as fast as some of these others. It is not especially agile. And I need to bump up all the stats, so I might have to go back and grind a smidge. Fortunately, I have a bit of time for that. Let's see. I'm actually gonna bump into this instead. Yes, that works out nicely. Yeah, probably gonna have to grind more. Did okay, I just have to not get hit as often in order to get better ranks. So yeah, this is Gundam Battle Universe. I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. It's a game for the PSP, released in 2000 whatever. 7? 7? I don't remember. It's pretty rad. Lots of mecha variety. Ah, eat that, you. Haha, got him. Oh, that Nemo survived that. That's not okay. Its charged attack makes it multi-lock for reasons. Okay, I've got to kill that Salamis. So we're gonna slam on that. There we go. Thank you, ally, for being incredibly reckless and getting close enough to actually shoot him with that. Yeah, yeah. They really, really do. Um, one of the things I really want to do is make sure that the Zeta doesn't get too far away, and ideally eats this entire thing in its face, because Camille will go invincible and nearly one-shot me to death. Oh my goodness. Yikes. I have a problem. Because I am now out of super, and I need to build up. I don't want to do that. I want to do that. I forgot to tell my ally to attack him. That's what my problem was, so I'm probably going to die here. I've got something else shooting at me. I don't know. I don't know. Probably the Hayakushiki that I'm now targeting. That's good. Fortunately, you can just kind of dodge willy-nilly, but eventually something's going to hit. Ah, there we go. Much better. Trying to get away, get a little breathing room. And then I'm going to want to close in and drop the ult on its face. Come on. Like this. Don't be invincible like that, please. Thank you. Missiles with benefits. Okay, that's going to be like a D, because I took a ton of damage. Okay, I'm going to have to go back and redo an older mission. Or do this mission right here, because it's of lower difficulty. Should give me an opportunity to upgrade. Let's see. This I want to improve because that improves my projectile speed, making the big missiles more likely to hit. Although maybe more accuracy would be better. Vulcans can shoot missiles down. It's not a well-documented feature, but it's there. It is a thing. I'm going to pull stats out of this and bump up this instead, because this one's a lot easier to use. Mostly I want things to connect. I should probably go for damage at some point, but at this stage, that's not as critical. Actually, for this, I'm going to make my ally also be a Pallas Athene for more Pallas Athene action. Theo in this game is okay, but not as okay as mostly because it just doesn't have many tools. It doesn't have a lot going for it. It just has great stats. So it's fast, it's durable. It has a solid melee chain. It's got a strong beam rifle, but it's kind of unremarkable other than that. Whereas stuff like this are rather more impressive. I mean, mostly for purposes of this game, though. I should probably note, in terms of actual in-series performance, it's quite good. Obviously. Ow. Jeez Louise. Not so much, Aramaro. Not being a great friend to everyone here. Those are never gonna hit. Friggin' diffusion beams. Oh, my ally's dead. No wonder I'm wondering why I'm so alone here. Okay. I'm gonna have to switch my stats around. This thing is obviously designed more for space. Just bopping between targets there to get as many missiles going to each of them as humanly possible. Or new typely possible, whatever. So the beams aren't going to hit. Well, that stuff will. There we go. Ooh. Now for the hard part. Amuro in his fancy Zeta. So we're going to hope that we can hit him. Like that. We're good. He was no big deal. If he had gotten a super off, I would have probably died because he's got like a rolling buster attack where he just kind of spins in a circle firing out a giant death ray, and it's just very unpleasant. This is the hard part of the game. It's a B rank because of course it is. I don't remember what this one is. I may have to go back and redo some and see if I can grind some stats up. Let's see. Let's actually boost our damage here. No, you know what? I need to improve my my actual health stats because I'm dying too quickly, taking too much damage. Okay, now we're ready. Gonna make that more likely to connect. Nope, that one, there we go. That'll make it more accurate. And I'm just going to live with that for now, it looks like, because I just don't have the points to do much else. It is fine. Something you'll notice if you keep tuning in is I mangle pronunciations, and I apologize. Boom! A wop baba loobop. But I am indeed a fan. I've possibly put more hours into this particular game on the PSP than I have any other PSP title. The runners-up would be Gundam vs. Gundam Next Plus and Macross Ultimate Frontier, which I liked more than Triangle Frontier because I didn't like the visual novel / sim date aspect. That did nothing for me. Boom! Gosh, I love it when those connect. I'm going to have to boost the reload time on those as well because they're very convenient to lead an engagement with. Because they go out there and they eventually connect. They take a while. And as is tradition, I'm going to go for the B route first. I do have lots of thruster gauge to work with, which is nice. Love the design of it. Look at this goofy thing. I love this thing. Look at it. There's this and then there's like the Dovin Wolf. I love some of these designs so much. Best two timelines for Gundam in my opinion, by far. Zeta and Double Zeta, for mech designs alone. Say what you will about the plots. Okay, there's the Cubile. We're gonna mess your day up. Ah! There we go, and the Zeta can have a couple missiles as well. They're free. I got them on bargain sale. I just realized because the AI does not know how to deal with interior areas at all, my ally is somewhere back in the beginning. So we're just going to shoot this guy to death. And of course he had time to go invulnerable, so now I'm going to hold my shield out in front of me and pray long and hard that he stops. Or that I get my super gauge back real soon, which I do. Oh, I have played New Gundam Breaker. That is an earlier stream I did. In fact, I played that when it came out on PS4 and kind of regretted it. Got it on PC hoping the community and modding would be better, and it really hasn't happened, which I shouldn't have expected in hindsight. But a body could dream. And yeah, that game is trash. Okay, trash is Oh no! Ah. Ah. So the Cubile. It's time to have a chat about the Cubile. It is probably the strongest unit in this entire era by leaps and bounds, both from a actual in-lore perspective because funnels, and from a in-game mechanics perspective because funnels. I didn't want to do that. What I really wanted to do there is block like this and pray long and hard that she stops. Char, please. Yeah, it is. It's a basic fundamental with a new Gundam Breaker. That is, it is fundamentally flawed from a design perspective. It just doesn't work. I don't know if I'd say broken because I think it's working as intended, but the intended thing that it's supposed to be doing is shit. If I'm going to be kind, it does not do anything particularly well. Certainly nothing particularly well that its predecessor series didn't do better in almost every regard, aside from maybe, stats being more balanced and well-rounded, but even Gundam Breaker 3 did that, so it's pretty bad. I'm not really sure what you could do modding-wise that would dramatically improve new Gundam Breaker, other than make it not exist in the first place. So this mission blows chunks. I'm gonna have to redo this one because instead of restarting from the beginning, I restarted in the middle, so I'm gonna have half the score I should have had. So that's gonna be like a D. C ranking, that's okay. That, I think, is the end of the era, though. But I'm going to keep going till I at least have A ranks, or S ranks preferably, on everything. I forget what this is going to give me for going through B route. And I haven't decided what I'm going to do for these factions yet. I think I was going to do AUG on this because I already have an Axis one. So I'm going to set up the AUG and I'm going to pick at random. That's right, you get all of them. I forgot that. I forgot that you got all of them. Okay. Because normally you can only select like one of 4 of the operators, which serve no purpose in this game other than what fancy voice are you going to hear and preferably never hear again. All right, we got grips area. We got the fancy Ashamar, which is, I think, from Sentinel? We got the O. We got the Mark II. Everything's okay. Everything is just groovy now. So we're going to go back and redo some missions using stuff like make a PC port of Gundam Breaker 3. That would indeed fix everything. I concur. But I guess it's never going to happen. I mean, we never got it localized properly at all to begin with, which is a crying shame. I am, though, of the opinion that Gundam Breaker 2 is actually the best of the series in terms of all-around meatiness. In terms of just between the progression. Oh, Advance of Zeta. That's probably why I can never remember what it's from. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I forget that for Advance of Zeta exists, which is unfortunate because it's got some cool side designs in there. But then, of course, I remember things like the criminy, what's it called? The Hrairu exist, and I'm kind of like, they're cool designs, but they're just not Universal Century enough for me, even considering the wackiness that is Paptimus Scirocco designs. But those aren't really Paptimus Scirocco designs because they're like redesigned versions. I don't remember if that's canon or not, the one with the Hrairu and the one with the booster unit. I don't remember their names right off the top of my head because I've got coffee flowing through my brains, which affects my memory. What was I doing for stats here? I don't remember. We'll just pump it in there. We're gonna get our precious, precious Psycho Gundam Mark II, which our ally cannot equip because they are not a new type. That's okay. But yeah, as you can see, the Theo's stats are chonky. He is... Wow. Wow, does he have stats. He's also got the quick reload, which is cute, which allows him to spam his beam rifle willy-nilly. You can see this goes all the way up. Very good stats. He's a giant stat stick. He is not especially practical, in my view. That's right, this has the solid grenades, which makes it a better choice. Where are we going? I will leave it with the... Actually, the Humbrabi might be good for supporting purposes. I'm going the opposite direction of where I should have gone. There we go. So that I have better support weaponry. Hazel, whatever. Yes, thank you. I couldn't remember the name. I appreciate it. If gunplay says anything, AOZ is canon. Well, maybe. Oh, yes, yeah, gunpla. So yeah, Psycho Gundam Mark II. So its weapons are cool. They're strong. They're decent. They're okay. It does whatever. Where we get into interesting territory is the beam sword mounted on my wrist, which is a rocket punch, which we are going to max out as soon as possible. Because it's good. Gunpla. Now, and I know Bandai doesn't care. Bandai just wants money, and if making it part of one continuity versus another gives them money, that's how it'll be. So, whatever. Zoomp. Rocket punch! Beam-mounted rocket punch. So yeah, this is where we get our rocks. Rocks, thank you if I said that. Yeah, we've got a craptacular diffusion beam, whatever. We've got these, which are a bit better. Whatever. They redirect, because we've got little mirror bits floating around. We don't care much about that, though it's okay. Diffusion beam is aight because we shoot a lot of them at once. I've got a head gun thing. But this is what it's all about, is doing this a lot. Because it goes a long distance, and it hurts. Yes, I take damage while doing this. No, I don't care, because I'm just murdering things to death. I'll have to go into either my ult or invulnerability mode. Let's go to Route A here. And oh yeah, I can transform too. That's neat, right? Right. Transforming is neat. Alright, so at this point, I tell my ally to get some work done. I need to go for the Cubile, so I'm gonna attack it first. I meant to go into my invulnerability mode, but this is fine. Because this is Grip's interior, she just kind of took hits and didn't care. Fortunately, I also have eye fields, which is going to make her damage pretty insignificant, provided I can hit her. Ah. Yeah! Someday I want to talk about that, but I'm not going to do it because I don't think people will want to hear all the profanity. I still might argue that it's better than New Gundam Breaker, which is saying something in terms of actual functionality. But it is a gacha game, and that, by default, makes it the worst thing in the universe. Alright, that went pretty well. I took some damage, but it's no big deal. Yeah, Bandai's special. They just, gosh, they do what they want. one melee attack sequence. Dead Camille. It is indeed a man's name, isn't it? Okay. I'm gonna defend a lot. Yeah, I know. My soul is bound down by gravity. Oh, I wanted to go into invuln. That's okay. We'll just do that a lot. So its super attack is just literally standing there looking pretty, shooting beams everywhere, which is the best thing ever. Okay, I think getting S rank on that should get me Paptimus, I guess, was what I got from that. I'm going to start going back and redoing these missions now that I have a mobile suit that not only does work, it does a lot of work. So we're going to beef that up so that it does as much damage as it can. We don't need to worry about that. Other weapons I actually use are maybe the sub-weapon because it's there, and these because they are also there. You shoot out like 10 of them, which is pretty good. That's the wrong one. There we go. Also this one for super attacks, because look at that damage number. That damage number is monstrous. Look at that. I don't think you'll ever hit with that amount of damage though, because that requires a lot of luck. But I can beef it up. Alright, we've got my ally on this thing, which probably got no points at all. The SFS units they exist. They do carry over from each era. Oh yeah, it's huge and covered with beam cannons. It's great. It's great. This is like the pinnacle. Okay, it's not, but it's pinnacle-esque. It's way up there. Plus, look at this face. Look at the face of this thing. Look at that. It is malevolence incarnate, and I love it. I love it. It's just like, nah, I'm here to make a statement. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do that. Yeah, those tend to miss a lot, unfortunately. And because it's so huge, you have to kind of back way away from stuff a lot. Once I get my accuracy stats pumped up, this is going to be a non-problem. It's going to actually do work. Now we're just going to start meleeing stuff to death. Whoops. There we go. It is so evil. Well, I mean, it's so... Yeah, but remember, it's so good. At the end of Zeta, somewhere between Zeta and Double Zeta, Haman sees this thing and is like, I need one of those. Give that to my Cyber New Type army of clones. That's how awesome the Psycho Mark II is. And then somebody in Axis Xeon makes the Quinn Mantha. I don't actually know if that's something that our boy Glemmy Toto makes on his own or if it was already being built. I don't remember the tech tree on that. That's one of those arcane facts that I can't really keep track of anymore. I know Glemmy Toto absconds with it. He has it for his rebellion, and he's using it against Ayug and whatnot. Get through that door, fatty. Oh, somebody did something messy. I'm going to take out Haman first, though, because Haman is a danger. And on that note, we're going to go invulnerable, because we like invulnerability. Invulnerability is cool. Peace out, Camille. It's been fun. There we go. I don't know about insane, but she had problems. Certainly she wasn't any worse than... She was certainly much more together than any of the Cyber New types in the series. But sometimes it seemed like her end goals were very poorly thought out. Hey, 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 hey. Don't run away. You can't do that. Okay, I'm gonna block against that, because if she uses her super, I'm dead. The Cubile is redonkulous in this game. As it should be. The Cubile is great. Oh, I'm taking a lot of hits. This, of course, is an example of how the game changes pretty drastically to have lots and lots of things moving very, very quickly. So I'm just going to get my super out, and that should take care of it. There we go. Yeah, that they certainly did. Best scene in Gundam NT, which I will probably not speak of in a positive light ever again, is that it had that scene in the Cyber New Type Research Institute where one is just bashing its brains out on a big piece of bulletproof glass, and some dude is like, oh my god, do you think we should stop her? And the other dude's like, I'm not touching her. Which is kind of like a perfect microcosm of what Bandai seems to be about right now. Just bashing its brains out on the window, and somebody's like, maybe we should keep it from doing that. Or the Gundam franchise, I should say. Okay, so that didn't go as well as I would have liked, so I just need to bump some more stats into it. So I'm going to go into an earlier level. And, yes, that is about as strong as I'm liable to make it. I'm going to bump up its turn speed, which I think is one of these. I don't know. The Gundam franchise as a whole right now just seems to be in a hole, and it's best for me not to think about it if I want to retain my sanity. But I love what I love. But hey, a G-Reco movie's coming out. That I'm actually happy about. I don't know what happened with Iron-Blooded Orphans. They were gonna do a bunch of stuff, and then they just did like a pachinko game and called it a day? I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Aha! Suck it. Where are you? Oh, don't miss. It's okay, no tears. Ah, don't do that. Don't escape. Now I have to do this over again. Rats. Whatever. Damn spacenoids. I'll get you next time. That's how it feels. I mean, they're just like, they don't care so long as there's good model kits. And to an extent, I can, it's like, okay, cool mech designs can save a series sometimes. But for the most part, I prefer to actually have some substance there. Let's see, I want to bump up the accuracy on that. In fact, I'm going to take away from this and put it into that, which should help it some. Most of these wide spread out weapons tend to be kind of impractical to use, but because they do not like connecting. But if you use the charge attack version, they all bounce in on target, which is great. We're going to do that a bunch so that we can attack it through the building, because that's cool. I don't care who knows it. The Queen Mantha in this game does put this to shame. Oh, thank you. my Hammurabi-shaped friend. Yeah, but it's piloted by a filthy spacenoid, so it's automatically worse, obviously, from the Titans' perspective. Seriously though, Titans are bad people. They're really bad people, and they're pretty dumb. They do some silly, silly things in the name of being horrible people. Okay, this is one where I think I have to defend the objective, which is not so much fun. Why did I put it into reload speed? I don't care about how it reloads. Okay, because I'm going to be using it as a charged attack for the most part. Physical damage I'm going to have to resist at some point, but I'm not going to worry about it for now. We have to defend our justice gas here. It is gas of justice that we're pumping into a colony. We can't let the filthy spacenoids try and stop our justice gas. We're trying to populate it with peace and fill it with peace gas, but these guys just don't want there to be peace in the Earth sphere. That's how it is. So we're gonna blow them up. Their dummy balloons aren't going to work. I think some of them got exploded, which is not okay. I don't think I can do damage to them. We'll see what happens. Nope. That's going to be an A, because you have to keep them all from dying, which is, yeah, they are pretty bad. Let's be an authoritarian regime and expect to hold on to power forever. Even though the Federation doesn't do a whole hell of a lot to keep them from doing their thing. Mostly because what winds up going down goes down outside of Earth, and the Federation at that point is starting to become completely feckless, and they're just falling in on themselves. The only Federation iteration that is more... okay, let me rephrase that. The only time that the Federation is even lamer and more pathetic than the Federation proper outside of the Titans in Zeta era is probably the Federation in Victory, where they're basically a non-entity and everybody walks all over them and doesn't care what they say. Instead, you had to have the League Militaire duking it out with the forces of wealthy Jupiter-funded aristocracy, which is actually quite cool. And the Shrike team, who die a lot, and I swear they bring some back to kill more. Well, they make more Shrike team members to kill them off. It was pretty hilarious. Victory is awesome. I recommend it to everyone. It's incredibly depressing, but very cool. Boom. Boom. Oh, look, a giant floating target. I wonder what I will do to that. Kill it. Kill it a lot. I actually should have milked it for more enemy drops, but that's okay. We'll see what happens. Yes, yes, Camille, be done. Get out of here. Go home. Go home to your dad or mom or whatever. Oh, wait. We may have killed them too. Okay. Don't blow up the Garibaldi, please. We don't have to kill Jared's friend, girlfriend, whatever. I agree, you do need to watch it. It's, again, very depressing, and yeah, there's some zany Tamino stuff that goes on, but it's well worth the time, in my opinion. I had fun. I'm gonna have to go back and do some of these missions over. This is probably the hardest one to get S ranks on, other than the actual 1-year war section, which is really hard to get S ranks on until you've like just grinded the hell out of the game, because they just don't give you a lot to work with at all. Bop up your stats there. And the only thing I need to put stats into is this weapon, which is not very good. What was the other thing I got? I got the O and... Oh, I got the, that's right, the other Ashamar. No, I don't want that. I want the Psycho Mark II. Alright, so the Aug is attacking Jaburo, which we don't want them... Well, we do want them to do, but for unusual reasons. Mostly because it's a giant trap that we're going to blow up this entire installation, which, incidentally, the Zeke remnants tried to blow up in Stardust Memory, and didn't go so well. Yes, it is 999 in-game meters away, and I can punch it right through the wall like this, completely without any hope of reprisal. And that is what we like. No reprisals for our actions. Ha ha! Yeah. But in the Double Zeta era, we get to be the, quote, good guys, unquote. We get to be Aug remnants fighting against Axis Xeon because the Titans are no more. Wow, that felt really dirty, filthy, and cheap, but it got me an S rank, so who cares? I don't. I'm going to keep bumping up my physical resistance because that's the one thing that'll really mess my day up. Nothing else is quite so hazardous. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna max that out. That's gonna do as much damage as it possibly can. I'm gonna make it so it can target a bit more easily. 'Cause I don't care. Actually, in point of fact, let's bump it up even more. I'm gonna bump up my physical resistance again, and that was easy. One of those staples, that was easy buttons. Alright, we defend the Psycho Mark I, our small kindred mecha. Goliath demon machine. Emblematic of souls bound down by gravity. Oh, there's nothing wrong with bound souls and gravity, is there? Gravity is a universal attractant. Heyo! That's right, you can't do one of those attacks again until you land. I need to take better advantage of that. No more Rick Diaz for you, sir. That went pretty smoothly. Got an S rank for my trouble, which is good. I'm not going to worry about double S ranks. Those are hard. We'll worry about that after we've gotten the new double fin funnel, which is probably the most outright busted mecha in the game, even including the F91, who actually moves too fast to really control effectively. It's hard. It is not easy to use. Very strong despite that, but very hard to use. But the double fin funnel new that we get from extra missions it's like the Cubily, but very, very ridiculously strong. Kind of with better everything. Ooh, no. Yep. I can take a couple hits, that's okay. I'm gonna keep doing that. It looks really boring, but I promise it's just being effective. Yeah. Got him. Missed somehow. That's okay. There we go. Is it really a man's name, Camille? Is it really? Still only got an A rank? Gosh darn it. Probably needed to milk the Argama for more kills. Because that's a thing. Didn't get very many points from that either. If I could have my ally with me, this would be smoother. I'm over-tuning the crap out of my beam sword. For purposes of over-tuning the crap out of my beam sword. Making it hit more easily. Oh, I didn't expect to hit that one with any of that. That's okay. Got my ally with his giant beam platform thing. And as strong as this is, the Queen Mantha puts it to absolute shame. We're going to go to the B route. Like so. Sure thing. Moving right along. And we've got to do some defense work, which is pretty easy. Because these guys just kind of fall into place. Oh, that's a bazooka round. I don't want to get hit by that. Oh well. Couldn't dodge. Too big. Doesn't matter. Didn't hurt that much. I can't stand on that, so I'm blowing it up. That went pretty well. Base was reasonably well defended. Now we just have to get some additional kills against these folks. Other advantages that the Psycho Mark II has over the Mark I are an actual eye field, whereas the Mark I just is highly beam resistant. So if somebody shoots a beam at me, it just kind of bounces off, whereas if it hits them, well, they take a hit. Just not very much. I'm going to do the A route and hope to get an S rank on it. Alright, that is topped off. That is as good as it is going to be. Not that it needs to be any better than it is. I'm going to probably put more points into the tracking of this one. Or actually, no, the speed, I think, yeah. I'm going to dump some points into the Hammurabi. Which is darn near ready to be over-tuned, actually. So now we just do this first part over. Head Vulcans, though. Head Vulcans can hurt me. Not much, but a bit. Alright, so I want to point myself in the general direction of the A route, which is over here, and boost my way on over. Get through A route, and hopefully get the Psycho Mark 1, which I think I can equip to my ally, even though they are a normal type. Old type, whatever. It's too bad that the ships in this are not as imposingly dangerous as the ones in Art Dink's later. And so far, only recent, or last, rather, Gundam title, Gundam Seed Battle Destiny on the Vita, which I could figure out a way to stream, I would do in a heartbeat. So that game was very good. Extremely fun to play. Had the right level of challenge. It was hard, but not being insurmountable. It did have an actual limited ammo mechanic, which sucked, but it gave you plenty of opportunities to actually get more ammo, so it wasn't that bad. It just meant that you prioritized your upgrades very differently than in these titles. Namely, that you maxed out the total amount of ammo you could ever have as early as humanly possible. Okay, just have the Zeta left. And it is down. Very nice. That is an S rank. I don't know that that'll give me the... Yeah, it gave me the Mark 1. I'll see if that can be equipped by my ally. If it can, that'd be nice. Nope, it's new type only. Or non-new type. Maybe it's non-new type only. Nope. It has to be a new type. Oh, well, it's also the ground, so... Let's try something on the ground, then. Like you. Nope. Requires a new type. Never mind. Oh well. My ally is, SOL. That's fine. Actually, I can give them the O. The O is fine. The O is fine for their purposes, because they are just going to kill the absolute dickens out of things anyway. And I have to level it up eventually in any event. So... There we go. That's as likely to hit as it is ever going to be. I'm still pretty pleased that I got through the entire Zeta area series of missions. This is not the mission I wanted to do. This is not the mission I wanted to do. Stop it, it tickles. There we go. That isn't the mission I wanted, but I can always use the points gained from it. The higher you rank in a mission, the more points you get from it. Which is, seems obvious, but worth noting. I'm going to ignore this top mega particle cannon. I'm going to go for this one almost exclusively. That in these hand beams, which are quite solid. They hit pretty hard. Shoot! I did not want that destroyed. So I have to redo it again. So right around Zeta, as you can see, with stuff like the O and the Cubile and the Psycho Mark II, you're starting to get units that actually top their respective gauges in terms of upgrade points, which is a pretty solid indicator that they are approaching the highest available levels of technological superiority. Please stop attacking that. I need that in order to make things very peaceful. And one's been destroyed already. I'm tempted to just restart instead of getting the paltry 300 points that I'm going to get from it. But we'll get the paltry 300 points. This mission is tough because you cannot lose a single one of those, and it's really hard to keep them from doing that. Really, really, really hard. Forget what I was going to upgrade here. Probably put stuff into physical defense so it hurts less. I don't know. Both sides of ideal. One ideal is, hey, don't gas the colonists. The other ideal is, hey, freedom juice. Nah, I don't feel too guilty playing as the Titans. I mean, they get cool giant robots, and that's really what counts here in a game like this. A game such as Gundam Battle Universe is lots of cool giant robots, and we have a lot of them. Sup, you have returned. He has returned. Ah, he blew it up again. I may just have to wait until I've got the double fin funnel to go and redo this, because this is just deeply frustrating. One more, and then I'm gonna try leveling up another, or S ranking another mission, because this is just infuriating to come so close and yet so far. Oh no, I wanted to bump up the damage. Hello. Difficulty is this weapon, as hard as it hits, it does not track very well. And I have to make sure I'm getting one-hit kills with it in order to be relevant. And that is not happening. And they blew one up, so... No, my ult is not what's killing them. Fortunately. No friendly fire, thank goodness. If there was friendly fire, it'd be a problem, but it's mostly a matter of I can't be in two places at once to defend all three of them, and they can only take like 2 hits apiece. So I'm thinking of actually using the Messala on this because it has chunky, super great guns. And I'm going to try it that way. And if that doesn't do it, then I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do, other than wait until I do all the extra missions. Yeah, they've all taken like a hit each, which is crap. Ah! His stupid Vulcans. Gosh darn it. Still got an S rank. I don't care. We're done. I didn't deserve an S rank for that because one got destroyed. I don't know how I was able to do it unless it was just enough, just quick enough, which sometimes counts enough in your favor. The primary ways of getting S ranks is kill everything you possibly can because that's what counts. Actually, I'll do a match as the O because the O is cool. It's just really basic. It doesn't have a lot going for it other than immense stats and a beam rifle with a ton of ammo, and you can just spam it willy-nilly, which is also advantageous, but other than being a stat stick. Okay, and I actually don't want to kill the Argama there. I do want a quick reload, though. The beams also have good tracking. All I have to do is catch him with one, and then I can get an entire salvo on him, but I'm just going to melee him to death. I don't like him very much. There we go. That probably will only be an A because I took... it's an S, I don't care. I don't care, I'll take the S rank. Alright, lots of S ranks. I'm going to stick with the O because the O has fun. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to switch this to boost its accuracy. So they're more likely to connect. And then just not get hit. That's the idea, is not to get hit. Avoid taking damage, please. Yeah. Let your shield run right into it, dude. That's good. Shields are really obnoxious in this game. They're very good to have because they're basically auxiliary health so long as you're blocking. But, and it's a big but. Oh, I missed. That is unfortunate. The enemies tend to... They're much more useful passively for enemies than they are for you. Stuff does not like to connect. You just keep shooting the Argama. It's no big deal. I took some hits there, so it's probably not going to be an S rank. Ah, got him. Thanks, ally. Yay, we got an S rank for it. I'm fine with this. Totally fine. We're gonna go and beef up our stats again, because that's really useful. There we go. Make this thing track even better. And then we can make it so it shoots 6 projectiles. In fact, I can do that now, which is totally unnecessary. What is its max ammo count? 27. Okay, good to know. This is another one. This one's tricky because we have to farm enemies, which is not always the easiest thing in the world. We have to farm enemies as much as we possibly can without killing that. Gosh darn it. We're going to shoot those out of spite and frustration. And we're going to miss with our giant sword swipe because of our frustration. So, because I took a ton of damage there. And my ally killed the Audumla too early. I'm going to have to redo that, which I'm not too happy about. Can improve the reload time of this one. But we don't really need it because it's basically impossible to fire off all your shots before this thing finishes reloading just out the box, which is pretty great. I am, in fact, going to take him off of the burst liner so that he does not blow that up. Because my ally is not as smart as he looks. The AI is okay. It does more or less what you tell it to do, but not always on the time frame or schedule that you would like them to do it. Sometimes you want them to do something right the frig now, and that's where the Macross Frontier games come in. Because they pretty much do what you want them to, when you want them to, which is right then and there. Which is great. That is a game that I do want to show off as well. I showed off like an episode of Macross Ace Frontier, but I had forgotten how dated it was in comparison. In terms of mechanics, because I'm much more accustomed to Ultimate Frontier. Oh, no, I want to go down first. There we go. The Audhumla is going to keep spawning dudes, and we want to use that to the fullest, because they are score. They are points. They get us towards that S rank, and we want to kill the Audhumla absolute last thing we possibly can. And it is getting a little close. We're going to just kill it and call it. I'm going to shoot that. Maybe if my ally was better at doing things. Because I just took a big hit there. And we're just going to do another one of those. And that should kill him. So, because of the damage we took, that's not going to be an S rank. I don't care. I'm taking the S rank. It's reverse psychology? Yeah. Definitely. Definitely reverse psychology. For sure. Does that get me? Yeah, it gets me to 24. Cool. I gotta start bumping up its damage, though. In fact, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bump its damage way up. so that it hurts. It bringeth the pain. I'm going to keep doing this till we get all S ranks because that's how I feel. Ooh, shoot, I gotta do it quickly though. Yikes, I didn't know what time it was. Oh boy. So yeah, I do this stream every single week at the same time on Monday. Every Monday, starting at 12 noon Eastern Standard. I stream to many different platforms. Well, okay, 4 different platforms. I stream to Twitch, as you can see. I stream to YouTube, Facebook, and some service called Mixer, which I think is Microsoft's attempt at doing the streaming thing. I'm not an affiliate of any of them because I've never quite had the viewership. But if you like what you see, I am more than happy to keep doing it. I certainly enjoy it. I love playing this game. It had been a while. Part of the main reason I've been doing it is because it had been a while and I wanted to replay it. Ah, don't go there. Do that. There we go. I need to get to that DJ and make it not be. You know, I'm moderately confident that Paptimus Shirako would not have died at the end of Zeta if he had just had a shield on the O. So I took a ton of damage there, so it's not going to be an S rank. To get a double S rank, you have to not get hit. Okay, not have to. You have to get a certain score threshold, which generally requires not getting hit, performing quickly, and killing absolutely everything. That's not going to hit. Oh, because my ally killed him already. Neat. One of the things I like about the game, it's the kind of game design I like, is it's game design that you can get through the game without, you can get through the game no problem. But it's a game that rewards you for doing well. Oh, look at those big chunky feet. I love Theo so much. He's just so cute. Look at this. Do his little pirouette. Yes, he's a cute chunky boy. Okay, that was just an A rank. Because I took a ton of damage there, which was avoidable. And I'm not getting mountains of points at the moment. This is another one I probably could do better if I was using the Messala, because the Messala is just so good. The other thing that makes this tough is the SFS units, which are these things they're flying on, basically are a free hit they can take most times before they fall off. So in order to really hurt them, you have to hit them twice, so I can't just charge shot them all to death. I have to knock them off and then charge shot them to death. I took a hit there, which is bad. Preferably you keep your ally in good health as well, but that's not always possible. And it doesn't grade you too harshly for losing your ally, it just would prefer you didn't. Ah, no! You get back here, you. I'll crump ya. I'm gonna tell my ally to do a super attack and maybe kill something. Okay. That should be that. Oh, there's still a Nemo floating around. We won't have that. Yeah, I thank you very much. I appreciate it. All of these should be on YouTube. I have to make sure that I have the folder set up. I may have started setting that up and then not finished it. I'll get the Mecha Monday stuff up and running in that regard. I also do streams on Wednesday and on Saturday, but those are a Warframe Wednesday and a Storytime Saturday stream. These Saturday streams are all me reading short stories. I'm totally destroying this mission because I am trying to multitask with my brain, and that's not great. My cat is being a pest. I saw that Wave Rider crash. I saw that. You didn't kill my ally. He killed my ally with that. What a jerk. Ugh. That could have gone better. What is it, cat? What do you want? Um, so Wednesdays I do a Warframe related stream, which, of course, because of the nature of Warframe, is visually incoherent. Um, it is so hard to understand what's going on, even if you know what's going. What are you doing, cat? You're poking me. Do you need food? All right, cat. Yeah, okay. I will. I will fix that. Is the Storytime Saturday playlist at least up there, so I know that I got that right? If it isn't, then it is showing up on my end, and I need to confirm something and fix it. I'm really bad with this technology stuff, apparently. Um, I will get the Mecha Monday playlist up. I've got a full playthrough of Metal Wolf Chaos there. I've got some other stuff. Okay, so I know I got that right, and I just have to fix Mecha Mondays. I'll get that up and running. You should still be able to see them at least, I think. But if not, then I'll just get the playlist up, and I'll do that today. Now that I know that it's a problem. All right, now for the hard part, which is Amaro. Oof, his shield ate that. Goodness gracious. Got him. There we go. I still haven't killed the base, oh god. That's okay, though. Because I have to worry about Camille. This mission's tricky. I'm going to tell my ally to do work. There we go. And I think that should be an S rank. Because I did pretty well there, unless something got muffed in the process. Nope. I am missing out on a kill somewhere then. Or I just need to make sure I do it and not take any damage. I'm not doing that one again, because my cat is hounding me for something. A cat hounding someone. This mission also sucks. Let's bump that up. Let's bump up the... I can't bump up the projectile speed. We'll just keep the accuracy where it is. Okay, so yeah, we'll get the Mecha Monday playlist up. That should not be too hard. It's just a matter of going through my list of videos. Basically, I've only been doing this since the beginning of the year, thereabouts. But I've been doing... I've got a bunch of different mecha games on there. I've got some games that are in early access. I've got some stuff that isn't strictly speaking giant isn't piloted mecha, but it is robots involved. I've got some other, mecha adjacent stuff. I try to play the field. There we go. Methus down, Zeta down. Please kill him before he goes ultimate, or whatever. I was just close enough, so that's good. That connected. There's the Haman Karn Gaza C. Because of the font, you can't really tell that that's a... she went invulnerable. That's great. It's a thing certain pilots can do. Oof, I did not want to take that hit. Okay, well, she's down. Yeah, it does that a bunch. It does that a bunch. It's a B. I'll try that again, because I think I can make that happen. I can make that happen. Yeah, it sort of looks like a KK to me because of the way the font's done, but it is definitely an HK. You kind of have to look at it a while and be like, oh, okay, fine. All right, mostly just jamming stats into my beam rifle, though I should probably put stats into my other things. Actually, for this, I will put my ally into the SFS, the burst liner, because he can shoot things with a beam and sometimes one-shot them, which would be nice. And it'll keep him alive. I just have to focus on not getting hit, which I've been doing an okay job of until I'm not doing an okay job of it at all. There we go. I'm gonna just reload ahead of time. Hello, cat. Yes, you're headbutting the microphone. I know. I'll get you food. He may just want to snuggle. He's like that. He is a loving, kind-hearted sweetie who also likes to be very toasty. All right, there we go. I'm gonna keep doing charge attacks on this Methus. There we go. Where's that Zeta? I don't want that messing up my day. Stop it. You're done. Depends on the cat. I've met some cats that are, well, they all like being toasty because they've got like an ambient body temperature of what, like 120 degrees Fahrenheit or something. Come on. Use a super on that thing. Make it not live. Preferably before it kills the Dogosagir. Ah. But I've met some cats that are very irritable creatures, but my cat is not one of them. He is a sweethearted creature. I'm going to move on from that. I'm going to have to cut this stream off pretty soon, though, because I got stuff I got to get done. But yeah, definitely tune in. I show up, again, every week. If I know that I'm not going to be able to make it, I do try to make a point of at least trying to inform people. Albeit poorly. I do not have a filled out YouTube page. I don't have any details up really at all, which I've just kind of neglected to do. But I'll get a schedule up there as well. But I'll get all those, the Mecha Monday vids up, or into a playlist anyway, today. I'll make that my mission. Killing that early is fine, I think. Preferably, I think I don't want to kill it, though. Fortunately, I can kill the Gazas in one burst, which is good. Ow. Got her. Paptimus took too much damage, but I can live with that. That may still be an S rank. If it's not, it's because he took too much damage. Yeah, he took too much damage. Oh well. Oh well. Getting S ranks in the Zeta era is definitely the hardest. It's more doable in double Zeta, though it's still tricky. But in double Zeta, you wind up getting preposterously good units. Like in the Axis Xeon, or is it Neons? Whatever. In the Haman Karn Xeon route, you get stuff like the Gaymulk, which is... I gush about the Gaymulk. I love that. I love that mobile suit. And you never see it in anything, which makes me sad. You never see it anywhere. Hello, cat. Yes, yes. I will get you food momentarily. I'm just gonna give this a try and get an A rank on it, and then I'm gonna have to go. But next week, or next Mecha Monday, I will be doing the AUG faction on the Double Zeta era. Now it's invulnerable. Great. Any other targets? I mean victims. I'm gonna shoot it right through the ship because I don't care. And that's a thing I can do. Ow, no, don't shoot. I forget who's in the red Rick Diaz at this point in the actual show. Because I think both Appley and the other guy are dead at this point. One of them's dead. But I don't remember which. Maybe they just have them floating around. Okay, I'm going to pop the Salamises like zits. Actually, I'm going to kill the mobile suits they're spawning first. Using charged attacks because I've got the SP. I don't blame you. It shows up in absolutely nothing. It's this big red and yellow monstrosity that Kara Soon pilots in, on, or around the finale of Double Zeta. It's pretty much the pinnacle of new type based weapon systems because it has something called mother funnels, which are funnels filled with funnels. It's got beam cannons out the wazoo. It's got missile launchers. It's got the works. The mecha designs are just Double Zeta is the pinnacle of Universal Century mech design until like post CCA. Char's counterattack obviously has crazy bonkers stuff like the new, but in terms of just let's take a mobile suit, build it big, and cover it in guns. More weapons than you can shake a stick at, and I'm about to die to absolute chump level. And I did. And on that rousing note, I now have to redeem myself. So let's attempt to redeem ourselves there. I'm not going to restart, or I'm going to restart, but I'm going to use a different unit. I am actually going to put points into my health. And I'm going to switch back to the Psycho, which I just went the wrong direction to acquire. That's fine. That's fine. Whatever. Whatever. I won't cry. I won't cry. Actually, I think it does have blue on it. Yes, somewhere in the torso. But it is a monster. It is beautiful. It's actually, I mean, I think most people would agree that it's kind of chunky and ugly, but I think it is just a great example of how wacky the mobile suit designs in the Universal Century, particularly in Double Zeta era, just they start getting really, really ridiculous. For better or for worse. I think it's for the better. I guess the real irony there is I don't like the ridiculously upgunned mobile suits in Gundam Seed, usually because they feel kind of tacked on. Did it? When did it get one? I was aware dimly that it had a model, but I was under the impression it was quite old and virtually unobtainable. Yes, peak 80s is a great way to describe Double Zeta. Certainly for Gundam, it was peak 80s. I mean, you've got everything going on in that. You've got, I might argue that, really, there's one that recent? I'm going to have to look for that. I don't really get much into model kit building because it's a very expensive hobby that I just don't have the money for. But there's a few things that I'd be willing to go for. I won't be able to do it anytime soon, but I will keep an eye on that. Thank you for the heads up. I'm still killing dummies. I don't want to kill dummies. I want to kill actual mobile suits. There we go. There we go. Get out of here. SBT Lasner and Votoms also are excellent examples of 80s mecha series. Just gonna shoot the hell out of that thing. I don't care. Oh, it would be. Ugh. That means it's basically not going to be able to be found. That's fine. Well, my hopes are dashed. Still impressed that they even made one, though, because that's just not a mobile suit that got much love. The Zaku 3 got more love than that did. Though the Zaku 3 is also really cool. I'll definitely check it. I'll check on that. Thank you for giving me the heads up on that, though. I do appreciate it. I wonder if there's been a recent Queen Mantha kit. That's a kit I'd also be very interested in. Though I guess I could just take like an Oj kit and then from El Gaim or Silver Star Stories and modify it if I really had to, but I'd rather not put forth that much effort. But I could, I guess. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised, come to think of it, if they did come out with a more recent Queen Mantha kit, because there was, what was it called? Mobile Suit Gundam Side Stories on the PS3 that had a red and yellow Queen Mantha in it, so they could have done one for that, though I kind of doubt it. All these rocket launchers just chipping away at my health. It's making my life miserable. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Oh, I had decided to veer off to the side at the last moment, which was unfortunate. Whatever. Go forth, my ally. Kill it better. Thank you. I did it anyway. Yay, an S rank. I don't feel totally worthless. That mission's pretty easy to do it for, though. Now I need to do it for the B route. Actually, I should probably boost this thing, because I can always fire this thing out at any time. Alrighty. Mostly it's because I got a B rank on it, and I feel terrible letting it just stay a B rank. But yeah, no. Double Zeta is great. I mean, I loud the and hold the Xeon, Access Xeon, whatever they are, Neo Xeon, mobile suit designs as being absolute pinnacles of the time era. But the Federation and AUG got some cool stuff too. I really like the GM3, for instance, because it's like, okay, it's showing how even the Feddies are getting in on the upgunning game. See, I'm getting people who watch my stream to do research for things. That's awesome. Who knew that that would ever happen? What a world we live in. I'm happy about it, though. I mean, if you just know this stuff off the top of your head, you know, hat off, my hat is off to you. I don't wear hats, but it's off in any case. Um, I just... I can't quite hit them through the wall. Ugh. Frustration. Now I can, though. Right through the wall. Nothing they can do. Actually, if she deploys funnels, they might come through and hit me. So I'm just going to keep doing this until I feel better about myself. You would do invulnerability, wouldn't you? Well, if she goes invulnerable, I don't think she can do her super attack, which is good, because that will kill me. Oh, I grazed her. Oh. Oh, she's coming this way. That's not good. All these explosions all over the walls, I love that too. Easy mode indeed. Now, of course, I have to do the actual fight. But fortunately, they have less health, except for the Hayakushiki, which will have more health, or full health, because it wasn't involved in that last fight. So I'm going to go after... I'm still going to target the Kubile first, because it is the most potentially dangerous of the lot. And that problem is now dealt with. Now I'll go after the Hayakushiki, because it's got a lot of health. And I got some decent stat boosts from that, and I got an S rank, and I feel good about myself. And on that happy note, I am going to have to call it for today. I'm going to make sure I save. It's been auto-saving, but I want to do it anyway to make sure. And with that, I'm going to have to call it. Thanks for tuning in. I will be doing, I do these streams every Monday at about the same time. Usually I end earlier than this, but I wanted to get as many A ranks as I possibly could. But next week we'll be doing the Double Zeta era, which I'm hyped for. Get me some, use the Double Zeta. I'll be using GM3s of various stripes, and the Zeta, and the Zaku Head Zeta, which I will probably use often. Yes, Kat. Yes, I'm dealing with it. Yeah, so feel free to tune in. Feel free to tune in on my other streams as well. My Storytime Saturdays are generally me reading old science fiction serials from back in like the 30s through the 60s and 70s. So pretty old stuff, although I did do Peter Watts's Blind Sight. Some of those can be entertaining, some of them are not. To each his, her, or their own. And then, of course, on Wednesdays, I do the Warframe Wednesdays thing. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day and or week. See you next time, hopefully. Thanks again. Bye.